Hey, what's up? Hey, it's Aaron. Today, I'm going to answer the question, how do you prepare to open a physical therapy business as a doctor of physical therapy student? Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube somewhere, please click the like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, wherever those are. Please do that. If you're watching anywhere else, please click the like button. If anything I say on here sparks an idea, or you get an insight or aha moment, please comment below, because what that'll do is that'll let other people not only see it, it helps the algorithm, but it'll help other people understand the idea and concept even better. And as you create it, not only do you help someone else, but you help yourself solidify the idea. So that's how this works. Look, my name is Dr. Aaron LeBauer. I'm a physical therapist. I'm a business coach. I'm a father, and I have helped thousands of physical therapists and even some occupational therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, and PTAs, and health coaches and psychotherapists. There's a long list. Majority, 90% of people are physical therapists. I've helped thousands of physical therapists launch, grow, and scale physical therapy businesses without relying on insurance companies. How do we do that? Primarily through physical therapy cash practice, but a lot of times through online businesses, group fitness, coaching programs, etc. The number one question that I've got in the last 10 days was, hey, Aaron, I graduate in a few years, or I'm graduating in a few months, or hey, I'm a DPT student, or I'm getting ready to go to school, and I want to own a business when I finish. What do I need to do in the meantime to prepare? And I get this question quite often, but it's just happened to have come 3 or 4 times in the last week. So when that happens, I go and make a video because I'm like, oh, I need to send this person my video. I'm like, oh, I don't have a video on this one. I have a video on why you should or shouldn't go to PT school, and maybe we can put it in one of these little corners. But I don't have on what to do when you're a PT student, on how to prepare best to open a business right when you graduate. Okay, so another question you might be asking is, why is this Aaron LeBauer guy qualified to talk about this? Well, I went to PT school in 2006, graduated in December 2008. I opened my physical therapy cash practice in February 2009. On my first clinical rotation, I saw 43 patients in one day and realized that day that I can't treat patients the way that I know they need to be treated in the current model. And I knew that because I had worked as a massage therapist for 8 years. People are already coming to me saying, Aaron, I've been to see PT, OT, acupuncture, chiropractor, been to the surgeon, had the surgery, had the injections, and nothing worked until I came to see you. You were the first person to touch me where I hurt. And that takes more than 15 minutes. And when I saw 43 patients in one day, I had basically 15 minutes with each person. I saw 4 people an hour, 2 people at a time in 30 minutes, which is crazy. So I decided to open my own practice because I wasn't going to get a job at the hospital making $40 an hour and able to, in the outpatient anywhere, treating one patient in an hour. That just didn't exist. So I've done it. And I've got a whole list of physical therapists who I've helped launch cash practices. And I even stopped keeping the list once I got to like 24 people. People like Derek Nielsen, Michael Tansini, Carlos Barrio, Kevin Prue, CJ DePalma, Zach Harmon, Logan Lynch, Victor Huang, Theodore Lim, Nick Rolnick, Michael Mash, Alan Phillips, Matt Zanis, Javier Carlin. I mean, gosh, like Laura Johnson, Tim Wu, Clint Russell. Who else? Preston Ward, Ben Boggy, Robin Ringberg, Maria Wistman. I've got a handful of them in my mastermind right now. Okay, so it's not like it's a myth or a thing. It's something that's happening. Okay, the worst thing that's happening are seasoned professionals saying students shouldn't open a business. They need better skills. They need more skills. They need more time. You need some arbitrary 5 years. Like there's this arbitrary 5-year rule. I think the same thing exists with travel therapy too. So if you're like, oh, I want to start travel therapy, you probably haven't watched this long, but you should check out Jess Jenny from Wanderlust PTs. You want to do home health and do home health as a new grad, you need to go get in Brandon Smith's Discord group in his home health mentorship course. Like Jess has a course, Brandon has, they're both coaching clients of mine. They're both friends of mine. Like those resources out there. And one of the reasons is we were all told you can't do it as new grad. And we were like, I'm going to show you. And we did. And now we're helping other people do it. And there's lots of excuses that people can give as why new grads shouldn't. Okay. And you're probably thinking or been indoctrinated to think that I need better clinical skills. Look, when you graduate from PT school, they trust you with a dying person in the hospital or a live person in the hospital. I mean, like, you're competent. You're not going to, someone comes see you in orthopedic practice, they're not going to leave worse than they came in. Like, it's just not going to happen. You're a competent medical professional. Can you get people results? Yes. Are you the best at physical therapy? Probably not. But that's okay. You don't need to be the best to have great outcomes and a great business. If you remember the movie Catch Me If You Can, it was about Edward Abagnale, and it was Leonardo DiCaprio played him, right? And it's a few years ago. But when they interviewed Edward, I think it was Edward Abagnale, he impersonated a professor at Harvard University. And they said, how'd you know physics or whatever? He's like, you just have to be, a chapter ahead of everyone. Like, you just have to be one step ahead of the people you're helping. And so as a graduate of physical therapy school, or even while you're in PT school, you can help people. Okay. Also shout out to the prehab guys. Like, they started this prehab Instagram while they're in PT school as a way to, teach the exercises, and they've helped hundreds of thousands of people. And if they listen to the people that said you can't do it until you have 5 years experience, they just barely even be getting started right now. So that's my soapbox. So here's the helpful information, hopefully. If you're a DPT student and you have dreams of opening a practice, you do not need more certifications. You do not need OCS, GCS, SCS, all the things. You don't need 5 years of experience, or you don't need permission from anyone else to get started but yourself. Or if you need permission from someone to start, this is your opportunity. I give you permission to start your business. Okay? What you should do is give yourself at least 3 months of prep time. Like, if you know, hey, I'm graduating in, let's say, December, right? You probably need to spend 3 months before you graduate, at least, getting some of the things in a row if you want to start right away, because you're also going to have to study for your licensure exam and go through the hoops of that process. So you should start some things early so that you can get that out of the way. Some of maybe set up the marketing systems, back-end systems, get your website down, get a lot of your policies and procedures, and learn how to do this. And you start putting these things into place. And then you take your licensure exam, and then you've got a few weeks where you got to go hustle through some paperwork and go do some marketing and build your list. And then you get your license and you start treating people. Before you're licensed, you can, and while you're in PT school, you can also start a business. You can start a health coaching business, probably a fitness coaching business, maybe even, something along the lines of, nutrition or whatever else you have knowledge about. You can help people. And here's what I think most of these dyno PTs who say new grads can't start a business don't really see is that people are adults, one, and two, they'll limit themselves to starting a business if they don't feel comfortable getting results. That's two. Three, there's a lot of PT students that are in there with a second career who've already had a career doing fitness coaching, health coaching, athletic training, whatever else, yoga teacher, et cetera. There's a lot. So why would you tell someone that you have to, you can't do it? It's because they're limited, not because you're limited. So don't let someone else limit you. But you should, if let's say you want to start as soon as you graduate, as soon as you're legal licensed to touch people, you really should give yourself at least 3 months before you graduate, maybe 4 or 5, just to prepare, go through the process. You also need to learn. You don't just go make it up yourself. You should learn from someone like me I've done it myself, and I've helped hundreds of other new grads do the same thing. It's going to speed up your time to result. It's just the same reason you work with a CI while you're in PT school. You need to work with a business CI or business coach. If you want to do well in business, you certainly don't have to, but it makes it a whole lot easier and a lot less time consuming and less frustrating. I know from personal experience. So number one thing you should be doing is just focus on passing. Focus on getting your license. Yeah. B's, I think you got to get B's to get out of PT school. You do not need A's. Focus on just getting licensed. The best business owners aren't the A students probably anyways. Spend your time learning about business. So on your clinical rotations, try to find the clinical rotations where you're working with the business owner. Like make sure you get an outpatient one with, and try to get it in a small practice with a business owner. Maybe one of your other rotations, you can find it with a business owner of some other facility or something. Spend your time learning business. Surround yourself with people who are business owners. Listen to podcasts, read books, take courses, go to events, business events. That's number 2. Number 3, recognize that expert clinical skills are not enough to build a successful business. You can be the best, most awesomest expert clinician and have a terrible business. Or maybe you just have a job, which is, you're only charging $175 or even $125, and you're bitter that the new grad down the street's charging $200, $250, and you've got enough patients to live, but you're still just tied to your job. Like maybe I've had those people message me. They're bitter. They're like, how can these new grads charge more than me? Because they're better at business than you. It doesn't mean that they're delivering any less of a clinical experience for their patient. Because as we all know, hot packs, ice packs, hot ultrasound, hot packs, leg lifts, and ultrasound can still help people, right? Because they got off the couch, right? And there's 10 different ways to do physical therapy. And, as much as the research, I hate research, there's 10 different ways to help people with back pain. Even doing nothing helps them. So, recognize that clinical expertise isn't what's going to give you or help you build a successful business. Getting that next certification. I had someone message me the other day say, Aaron, I'm just waiting for my pelvic floor certification so I can start offering pelvic floor therapy. I'm like, I've helped people with pelvic floor problems, and I've never been certified as a pelvic floor therapist. Like, you don't need to. Like, I have experience, I have training. People have pelvic pain, and I can help them. Now, I'm not doing internal exams because I've never been trained to do that. And not every pelvic floor patient needs an internal exam. But that's what this person thought. And they just don't need that. Like, she doesn't need to take 5 classes to start her practice. She just needs to start treating patients. I'm part of it was, I think it was a non-compete where if she does pelvic floor, which the place she was working doesn't, she can offer that. You just have to start helping people with, incontinence and rectus diastasis issues and pelvic pain. I've done some self-study. I've studied Julie Weeby's stuff. She does all hands-off pelvic floor stuff, exercise-based breathing. It's great. It was really helpful for me. And now I'm not a pelvic floor expert, but I know when to refer to one. All right, soapbox, back off of it. Number 4, I'm going to say read the CashPT Blueprint book. I'll put some information below how to get it. It's the book that I wrote. It documented my journey of starting a physical therapy cash practice right out of PT school and how I built a multi-6-figure practice and have helped hundreds and really thousands of people do the same. I've had thousands of people go through my course, the CashPT Blueprint case study program. I've helped hundreds of new grads, and I've helped thousands of other people who've started a business just from the book or from the podcast, etc., or some of my YouTube videos. I don't even know, so I can't even keep track. But you should read that, okay? And maybe you'll decide this isn't for you. Number 5, start the process of building out your systems in business before you graduate. If you want to start when you graduate, you need to start the process before you graduate. You have time to do that, okay? You can wait till you graduate and then do it, but you might go get a job, and that could just slow you down. And then you'll get a 6-figure cushy job, and you'll have a hard time leaving because you don't believe that you'll make more than 6 figures in your physical therapy cash practice. But actually, if you're charging what you should be charging, which is $200 or more an hour, then you only need 9 or 10 patients a week to make 6 figures versus 8 hours a day. Or hopefully you go get a really good high-paying home health job or travel therapy job, and you can use that while you build your business. Travel therapy is great if you want to start more of an online telehealth business. Home health is great if you want to do something more local. You do the home health job on the side, but don't go do something where you're just trading $75 for your time and you get stuck there. That's a little too hard. Okay, So those are the things. Like, focus on getting licensed. Spend time learning about business. Recognize that clinical expertise is not the thing that's going to help you build a successful practice. Business knowledge will help you build a successful practice. I've got some resources for you. The number one thing is called the CashPT Blueprint book. I wrote a book. Like I said, I wrote it and published it in 2019. Sold thousands of copies. I would love to give you one for free. So just go DM me the word book on Instagram or Facebook /Aaron LeBauer, and I'll send you a link to get it. You just cover shipping and handling. So that's the book. 5, start the process of building out your systems and business before you graduate, 3 to 6 months ahead. Like I said, I've got a couple people in our Platinum Mastermind right now. Robin Ringberg is just about a year out of school, and she's regularly doing 15K months. Maria Wisman joined our Platinum Mastermind a few months before she graduated. And then when she graduated, put together a program for her where she made 9K before she was even licensed. And hint, it wasn't physical therapy. It was doing more training for cheerleaders. And there's dozens of other people that I should be naming out, but I don't even keep track of new grads anymore because it's no longer special to me because I've helped hundreds of people do it, but it's special to you and it's special to people. I still hear it. New grads shouldn't open businesses. Ben Boggy, he's doing over $1 million a year now. And he built a 6-figure business, I think, with podcasts in the book, then joined our mastermind. We went from 20 to 30K in a few months, then built him to 65K in the middle of COVID, kept him open. And then he went and scaled it to multiple locations and like $1.5 million, I don't know, 100K months, all cash. Within 3 years as a new grad, he paid off like $500,000 in student loans. But he didn't pay him off by eating rice-a-roni and doing Dave Ramsey. He paid him off by leveraging his knowledge, his business, his time, and helped a ton of people do it. So anyways, go DM me the word book. I'll send you the book for free. And if you're a seasoned physical therapist, please stop telling people they can't open a business. And you'll probably hate me for saying that, but please stop. It's not fair. It really isn't. As an adult, you shouldn't put a limiter on other people. Keep the limiter to yourself. Just don't put it on other people. And if you're a new grad or a PT student and you want a life of freedom and fulfillment in physical therapy, helping people, the best way to do that is with your own business. And the best type of business is a cash practice. I think it's the only ethical way to do healthcare because you're contracting with the patient. There's no middleman telling you what you can and can't do or paying or not paying for someone. You're giving someone exactly what they need now. And they're valuing it, and you're valuing it, and you're valuable, and you help people tremendously. Our industry just doesn't value that way. Insurance doesn't value that way, but you're valuable, and you can crush it. So I think that's it for today. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Comment below if any way this helped you. Let me know what your insights were, what was most helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.